Hi, I'm John Barnes and you're watching Redmen TV.
Hello, welcome to the Redmen TV. Liverpool have finally confirmed Jurgen Klopp as the manager. We've talked about this quite a lot already, but we thought we'd get some of your reactions. We asked you the very simple question on Twitter along the lines of just happy? And we were inundated with responses, so I've got Kristian Johnson here with me. We're going to read through some of them. Should we get stuck in?
Yeah, why not?
Excellent. Right, first and foremost then, Lazard D. Studge, at Lazard D. Studge, says, over the clopping moon. I'm expecting a number of these puns. I'm not expecting them to be much better than that.
No, Klopp for the cop. That's been the one. There's going to be so many. It's going to get a bit tedious. But
yeah. In fact, what's
already started?
Maybe tomorrow we'll go through the best and worst Klopp puns, but not now. Let's get through your tweets. You got one for us, mate?
Yeah. Next one, Klopp-tastic. There we go. Somebody's changed their Twitter name already. Saying, was hoping for Gary Monk, to be honest.
I can only presume he's joking.
Yeah.
Or on crack.
It could have happened, couldn't it? I'm so glad we got Klopp, because it was so easy for previous appointments. If we'd end up with Monk, imagine the reaction from the fan base.
Exactly.
It would have been...
Well, this is the state of how browbeaten Liverpool fans have been. Is that it was so I had so many YouTube comments and so many tweets and so many messages and all kinds saying on the lines of, going to end up with Dick Advocaat, aren't we? Or we're going to end up with Gary Monk. We're going to end up with Eddie Howe. But it's right, isn't it? That's we were all sort of gearing ourselves up for the worst, and to pull someone like Jurgen Klopp out the bag.
Happy days.
Happy fucking days, absolutely. Okay, we move on then. Dan Layden says, woo! I would have... Hang on. Woo!
That's it. You got that. That was the one.
Yeah, faded out slightly. Although I do feel like you should have maybe put a few lowercase O's just to account for the fade and the eventual loss of breath. So yeah, no, absolutely. If there was a noise that perfectly summed up my feelings of having Jurgen Klopp as manager, it's basically the classic Ric Flair woo.
Yeah. Nothing more needs to be said on that one.
Absolutely.
Chris Harden's got in touch and he said, don't ask stupid questions. I think he's right there.
Absolutely.
Pretty much every Liverpool fan is just over the moon, ecstatic with this appointment.
Yeah.
You know, Ancelotti was mentioned, but nobody can argue with Klopp's pedigree and anything like that.
I think there was a very strong case for someone like Carlo Ancelotti. You know, the pedigree that he comes with. You know, absolute class act as a manager. But in terms of just, you know, it's almost weird as that I would be inclined to take more of a gamble. You know, let's exist in a world where maybe Ancelotti's considered like the plug-in and win kind of manager. Just for the added personality and the fun we're probably going to have along the way, yeah. I would take more of a risk just for the reward you're going to get in those kind of things. Like, okay, so Katan Patel at K1910 says fucking buzzing. Hashtag LFC, hashtag you'll never walk alone. Yeah, well, yeah, there you go. Couldn't have said it better. What else you got?
Keepy_uppy says, we've all been buzzing since Sunday. Now, for me, I was a big fan of Rodgers, and I think you've seen, since he's gone, a lot of the revisionism has shown that, although he got a lot of stick whilst he was in the job, he did do great things for Liverpool, particularly 13-14. Yeah. And for people to still be slagging him off, not for me, but now we've got Klopp, you know, that's all in the past. This is going to unite the fan base, which has been missing for years and years and years.
No, absolutely, fully agree with that. I think that's it. I don't necessarily since Sunday, but definitely since Monday.
Yeah,
since Monday.
Yeah.
We'll take that. But close enough.
You're a day out. It's not bad.
Yeah. Benedict Nicholson says, feels as if we've finally done something right and delivered on hype. Torres was the last time I felt so happy to sign. Yeah, we and Chris, we've done a 30-plus minute Jurgen Klopp special on the redmentv.com, which is definitely worth a watch. But I mentioned this, I said signing someone like Klopp is the equivalent of Liverpool signing Torres, Liverpool signing Suarez, getting a big name in. The rest of world football looks and goes, ooh, you know, we wouldn't have minded a little go with that. Like, you know what I mean? That's I think he's got that spot on there.
That's it. You know, he's as good as a big signing like that. As a player on the pitch, he's just as big as that sort of signing. So again, he's reunited the fan base. Next up, Mark Chamberlain said, haven't been this buzzing since we beat City 3-2. And that's another one where last season there were so few points in the season where the team were united with the fans, and there were points to really celebrate.
Yeah.
You know, you're really picking, you're clutching at straws.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas now this is such a massive thing, and everybody is so happy, and you know. He's not even managed a game yet, and everybody's already on board with it. So
completely.
Yeah.
The best example of that is that look at last season and the season before, and the two best performing like goal reactions videos that we did. The season before was Man City, was the 3-2, and last season it was us beating QPR, and it was us in the studio when I threw a cushion on the floor. You know, it's because it's a tale of two seasons.
That's
that isn't it? Two sides of a coin. Liverpool being amazing and Liverpool stopping themselves from being shit. I can understand.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that reaction, go back and check it out because it's more of an angry reaction. I'm sure you'll agree. Like, how we conceded 2 goals to QPR in the last 2 minutes, come back to win it, you're sort of happy, but in the same token, it was
pure. It was born of pure frustration as opposed to like, what's the word? Pure, a pure ecstasy, I guess. A happy release, which I'm sure we've all had at one point or another in our lives. Okay, so Thean Botha at Foot Design says, Ek Kloppen static. Yeah. Next.
Next up's Thomas at Thomas86. He says, "Is that a rhetorical question?"
It pretty much is a rhetorical question.
Yeah, we're not expecting many negative
I
responses.
mean, we've gotten a lot of responses. We were, it's not a genuine rhetorical question in that regard, I guess. By the actual meaning of rhetorical. But yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I'd be amazed if there will always be people who aren't happy because the world is full of miserable people.
Pretty much.
But hopefully they've crawled back into their horrible, dank little caves.
They'll be pouncing though. As soon as anything goes wrong, they'll be out of their little caves.
Fuck, we're ready for them now. I'm ready for them. I'm
we
ready
can
to
take them on now.
Well, I'm ready to come on swinging. This is the thing about like like yourself. I was a staunch supporter of Brendan Rodgers, but with the exception of Roy Hodgson, who was the exception that proves every rule. I will always back the Liverpool manager until he's not the Liverpool manager anymore. Yeah. So, but it became harder and harder to be defensive for a guy when the results aren't working and you go in there and you're seeing Liverpool perform shittily. So yeah, absolutely, I'm prepared now with a new guy in charge. I'm recharged. I'm reinvigorated. I'm ready to go again. Okay, next one then. 96. You'll have Wallow 96. At 96 JFT 96. In fact,
I tell you what, it's great when people do really simple Twitter names, isn't it? Like that.
Absolutely clear, concise, and not different between the name and the Twitter name. But look, the heart's absolutely in the right place. Go back to the question of happy. Who the fuck would not? It's Jurgen fucking Klopp, lads. Yep, spot on. I've got a couple more left to go.
Yeah, Leon's got in touch and he said he wanted Big Sam or Gary Monk. Well, sorry to disappoint you, we've only got Jurgen Klopp, so you'll have to struggle through with that one.
Yeah, you know what, Leon, I've kind of stitched it up there because he then send another tweet saying, joking, of course. He is joking, but just good. I'm very glad that you're joking. Okay, last but by no means least, Harry Adam Carter says, not even a Liverpool fan and I'm happy, will be brilliant for yous. I don't actually know what team he does support. Blackpool Supporters Trust. There you go. The Blackpool fans are on side. The Liverpool fans are on side. Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool manager. Absolutely chuffed. Let us know your thoughts on the appointment in the comments below. How happy are you? Rate your happiness. We've got the 1 to 10 scale. If you want to use the 1 to 10 scale, by all means. If you want to invent a brand new scale to rate your happiness, do it and explain it in the comments below. Give the video a thumbs up, Kristian. Thank you very much for joining us.
No problem.
And do check out Kristian has 1v1 show, an exclusive subscriber special on the redmentv.com where we discuss the potential benefits, the potential pitfalls and everything in between of Brendan Klopp. Oh my God, no! Oh my God, no!
You've gone there.
Freudian slip. That's gonna, 3 years from now, that's gonna be coming back. Jurgen Klopp. We'll annotate that at the end of the video. Click to do. It's definitely a good laugh. I don't make any horrific mistakes with the manager's name, etc., etc. Check it out. Thank you very much. Ta-ra.
There'll be a Twitter now, I'm sure, but he's basically just screaming at linesmen. And he's like, and I'm going to go over to you on this. So he's just stood over him, going, ah! And the linesman backing off like that. You're like, yeah.